Hey everyone, hey Missouri. I want to talk to you about prescription drug monitoring programs. Currently, Missouri does not have a PDMP or prescription drug monitoring program that is statewide. We have county PDMPs that were set up due to an executive order from our previous governor. But we have current legislation that would like to implement a statewide PDMP. And we have HB 188 for the House bill, and we have SB 155 for the Senate bill. And both of those would like to implement a statewide PDMP. So I'm asking everyone to please stop and call and email the Missouri State Senators and ask them to vote no on this legislation. And reasons that you can give them are, you can talk about your personal story, about what has happened to you, if you would like. That always helps. And also, there's some other talking points that you can leave. And this can be with the Missouri Senators and also any of your elected officials if you live in another state, because we should all be contacting our elected officials regarding this. We have seen a dramatic drop in prescription pain meds for the prescriptions, but at the same time we have seen a dramatic increase in the deaths from opioids. So why is that? There should be a correlation according to why they're wanting to set up the PDMPs, but that's not what we're seeing. It's due to the illicit fentanyl, or the illegal side of drugs. And remember, people that have addiction problems is what the PDMPs were sold on, the premise. However, the PDMPs really don't help addiction at all. It's hurting chronic pain patients and it's hurting doctors. So that's another point, is we need to restore the doctor-patient relationship. Right now, doctors do not have the freedom to practice medicine. And if they do not have that freedom, we are looking at a massive doctor shortage in the future. So we do need to please ask them to consider this a factor. Doctors need to be able to practice the medicine as they see fit, because they are the ones taking care of us, not the government. So please get the government out of the doctor's offices. Also, some very interesting information and very important information was found by a group called CIAAG.net, and you can find them also on Facebook and Twitter. And that stands for Chronic Illness Advocacy and Awareness Group. This group happened to find information that was inside the Affordable Care Act. And if you can go there and look at the information, there is actual evidence and links that the Affordable Care Act was set up to, parts of it were set up to track and monitor and study chronic pain. And the reason why is because we cost the United States quite a bit of money. So in order for the Affordable Care Act to work properly, they needed to find a way to cut costs. And that is one way, is by studying us. So the prescription drug monitoring programs were set up to track us. And it was sold on the premise of addiction, but that's not what is really happening or helping. This is a tracking device for chronic pain patients, and it's not right. And the government needs to understand that we are tired of being used as guinea pigs and lab rats for their experiment. We would like our doctors to be able to treat us again. Also, in the state of Missouri, I happened to find an article that said that we have county PDMPs set up, and they are already data sharing with 3 other states, and also with the ability to flag patients. I want to know how this is even legal or possible in the state of Missouri, because we do not have any laws on file. Also, the main PDMP in the county wide is the St. Louis County PDMP, and there is no disclosure that is given to patients. So with the combination of everything, I would like to ask, how is this possible or legal that we are data sharing with 3 other states? And if this is happening, I'd like to know how, because I don't find anything in the executive order that was from our previous governor that allows this. So that's another thing to ask. Why? Why are we doing this? How are we doing this? Are we doing this? Is this even right? So that's another thing. Also, if we ever get to the point where Missouri does pass and become a statewide PDMP, we will now be in the ability of data sharing with 50 states. This is something to ask not only the Missouri state senators, but your own senators. If there is a data breach in your state, what would happen? Because I see it as a legal nightmare for any state that does have a data breach, because it's not just a little bit of information that is in that PDMP on each person. It is a lot of information. So what would happen in the state of Missouri is I could see that every state would be probably looking for legal ways to get some type of retribution for their pain patients. And I could see that state that would have a data breach being tied up with legal fees. So is Missouri willing to bankrupt the state over legislation like this? So those are just some talking points I wanted to point out. I want us to advocate for ourselves and reach out to all of our elected officials and ask for help, and consider that they will help us. And just because you don't get an email back or a call back doesn't mean that they aren't taking in consideration your thoughts. So please stop and take the time to please advocate for yourself and advocate for everyone. Thank you.